Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be the first time in a long while where I actually focus on an issue of Ultimate Spider-Man not long after it came out. This is still pretty late, but whatever. So with issue 14, we pick up immediately where we left off, right after where issue 13 ended, with Richard being confronted by Felicia Hardy, Spider-Man and Black Cat, the kids of their hero and villain parents, respectively, and while being met face-to-face with both an attack and a misunderstanding, Richard immediately defaults to honesty, but Black Cat doesn't believe him. "Look," Richard says, "I don't know who you think I am, but you've got the wrong guy. I don't even know your dad, and even if I did, I wouldn't push him off a building. Just because you got a new suit doesn't mean you can hide who you are," Felicia says, "and what you did." She claws at him again, but Richard avoids it. "I'm telling you, you have the wrong," and he takes his mask off willingly, saying, "You know what? Never mind. I'll just show you. I'm not Spider-Man." "Wait, you look... how old are you?" "I'm 15 and a half. How old are you?" Felicia stops for a moment, hesitates, and says, "Almost 17. So, 16 and a half. You're really not Spider-Man, are you?" "Yeah, I said that," Richard says. "I was direct, I was emphatic, I projected, my enunciation was clear, and I used declarative sentences." And Felicia just looks at him. "You read a lot of books, don't you?" "I'm Richard." And she looks off into the skyline of the city. "I'm... Felicia." We then catch back up with Peter and Harry and see that they've been in the Savage Land for days now, tracking the miles to freedom the whole way through, and Peter thinking only one thought the whole time. He knows about MJ and the kids. That sentence repeated over and over and over in his head, driving him. The following day, Harry and Peter are walking through the waters on top of a raptor, or something like that. I don't really know my dinosaurs, whatever. And they basically get into the same groove that we saw last issue, where they're just going back and forth thinking about we should stay here and fight versus we should get out of here as quick as possible because he knows our families. When just then this dinosaur is shot in the head and they're sent flying off its back. We see Kraven off in the distance, grinning with a sniper. Harry's leg gets caught under the dinosaur and Peter has to lift it up and use the dead body as cover so he can get up and they can get out of there. But as he's doing that, Kraven shoots the dinosaur again and his head completely explodes. They get out of the water and head to the grass behind a rock. "I think my ankle's busted," Harry says. "Can you walk?" "Well, we have to, right?" Kraven shoots at the rock. "We've got to get to cover in the jungle. It's not far. Can you make it?" "I'll make it," Harry says reassuringly. "Okay," Peter answers. "I'll distract him then." "Run for it." "Distract him? Peter, what are you—" And then he goes out from behind the rock, out in the open, and Kraven starts to aim the rifle again. "Very well. Who am I to deny a man what he wants?" "Go, Harry!" Peter yells back, and he does. Harry huffs and pants while running deeper into the jungle. Peter then jumps over Kraven's shots and runs into the jungle with him. As they hide behind a tree, suddenly, they're met with the appearance of Mole Man himself, who then offers them a chance to escape through one of his secret tunnels. Remember, the Savage Land is his domain. He knows the ins and outs of this place. Harry then asks what we're all thinking. "You're one of them, aren't you?" "Well, I'm more of them than with them. But yes," Mole Man answers. "So why would you betray the Kingpin to help us?" But Mole Man refuses to answer. Peter and Harry shrug and take this gift for what it is, heading straight into the tunnel and wondering what just happened. And with Mole Man left behind, Mysterio suddenly appears behind him. "What are you doing here?" Mole Man says. "Just observing this dangerous game you're playing." It's surprising. Mole Man then reveals that he was the one who called Mysterio, like they were arguing about in the last issue. "I never should have told you that he had them, and I certainly should not have told you that they were here." "But you did," Mysterio says. "And any regrets you have, I promise, are pure folly. You did the right thing, and I will not forget it." Mole Man then walks away and scoffs. "I wish you would. And we should also forget this insane plan of ours. The closer we get to our day of action, the more I fear it will be the end of both of us. I mean, are you not scared at all?" he says, turning back and realizing that Mysterio's already gone. But who isn't gone is Kraven, who's watching him through his sniper as he tells his Maloids to cover the hole and get out of sight. Back up top with Richard and Felicia, we see them sitting on top of a water tower just relating to one another. "So let me see if I understand this correctly," Richard says. "Your dad, the Black Cat, is part of a supervillain group who actually runs the city, but then he got hurt, and instead of losing his territory, he enlisted you, who he's been secretly training for years, to take his place." "Yeah, that's basically it," Felicia says. "And you think that somehow you're technically not a supervillain?" "That's right, I'm not," she answers. "Okay," Richard says. "You know, I didn't ask for this," she says. "I'm doing the best I can. An hour ago, you tried to beat me up. I was just mad about the position I've been put in, Richard. I feel so powerless. Sorry. I guess I just wanted to take it out on somebody." "Don't be," Richard says. "I'm glad we met, no matter how weird it was." "So my dad's a supervillain. What does yours do?" Felicia asks. And the suit then pops up, warning him, "Careful, Richard." And he hesitates. I'd love to tell you, but I'm a superhero, and that means I'm supposed to protect the identities of the people close to me." And Felicia says, "Well, now I'm really curious." We then jump back to Mole Man in the Savage Land after he finds a pile of Moloids all dead, bodies piled up with only one left, one specifically left alive to tell the story. No. Oh no, Mole Man says. What happened here? Who did this? The man who hunts things. He know that some of us can speak, so he hurt and kill until he found someone who tell him what he want. And what was that? Mole Man asks. Where'd the tunnel go? As Peter and Harry tread deeper into the jungle, they're suddenly met with a barrage of bullets, spraying gunfire from a minigun. Kraven sits there shooting at him, laughing. The two duck down, and Harry says, I'm getting really tried of this guy? They then jump up. Peter says, back the way we came, back to the hatch, go. And he distracts Kraven again, jumping around the bullets, avoiding all of them, and landing perfectly. You're out of ammo, he says, and then runs away, with Kraven screaming after him. I have as many guns as there are ways to hunt my prey. Don't you see? I have hunted everything and never failed to catch them. There is nowhere you can run, so running will not save you. Do it, Harry, Peter yells out, and Harry throws a rock at one of the bomb collars they have stripped up, hanging very conveniently right next to Kraven, and it blows up, sending him flying and bleeding out on the ground. He gets up, wounded. It's been some time since I've been truly tested like this. That was a good trap, but it wasn't enough, and I can tell that you have never hunted, otherwise you would have heard the saying. There is nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal, he says, pulling out a knife. He and Peter fight, and finally, we see this savage side of Peter that we've seen only a couple times from 616 Spider-Man. We finally get it with this version of Ultimate Spider-Man. He grabs Kraven's wrist and breaks it, punching him in the face. Hunt's over, he says, and he punches him again, sending him flying with the fire all around him. Kraven reaches for his gun, wincing. Now you need to understand. There's only one way this ends, Peter says. You hurt us. You bled us. You learned everything you could about us. He then takes the gun out of Kraven's hands. But you didn't really comprehend what you were hunting, did you? He then snaps the barrel of the gun off. Did you really think you could kill someone like me with a gun? He punches Kraven again on the ground. You know what I understand now? I know what the line is, because you crossed it. He punches him once again, drawing even more blood out of his mouth and nose. No one goes after my family. No one! And Harry stands there, devil on his shoulder, saying, Do it, Peter. Finish him. You have to. And Kraven looks up at him with a smirk, knowing he can't do it. Peter stands, putting his fist down. No, I'm not like him. We're not him. He's going to forget everything he knows, leave our city, and never return. What are you talking about, Peter? He's a killer. That's what he does, Harry says. He won't stop until he wins. It's him or it's us. And with Peter turned back to look at him, Kraven draws his gun and fires, straight through the side of Peter, who cries out in pain. What? You shot? I didn't feel any danger. Why didn't I feel anything? Because I wasn't aiming at you, Kraven says, grinning. You were just in the way. Peter then looks back to see a bullet in Harry's head as he sprawled down on the ground, lifeless. Harry! Oh God, no! You should have listened to your friend, for he was right, Kraven says. I will never, ever stop. The hunt never ends. Peter then looks back with fire in his eyes. What did you do? He punches him again. What? Again. Did? Again. You? Well, this is quite the dilemma, someone off-panel says, and we see Mysterio hanging back with his arms crossed, saying, Normally we would be enemies, as our allegiances demand, but in this moment, that is not the case, because I am more interested in him than you, hero. I have plans, but should he die, should you continue to beat him to death, then his end would mean my full attention would turn on to you. So I have to ask, is that what we really want? He killed my friend. And like your friend said, he's a killer. That's what killers do. So you have to wonder, if he's so good at it, what makes you think your loved ones are safe right now? How do you know he has not already sent someone to visit them? Honestly, what convinces you that they're still alive at all? And Peter stands there. Do you know? And Mysterio says, Me personally, I have no idea. It's none of my business. But I do think you should run home now, Peter Parker. You couldn't save your friend. Perhaps you can still save them. That's what you wanted to do in the first place, right? And Peter runs off, hoping to get back home and see his family okay. He gets back late at night, crawling through the window, bleeding. MJ, he says, falling to the floor. Peter, she says, and runs to him. Thank God. Where have you been? Why haven't you... Do you have any idea how worried we all were? Do you know how worried I was? And he falls into her arms. How could you just disappear like that? How could you do that and not... She then feels what's on her hands. Oh my God, you're bleeding, Peter. There's blood everywhere. Why are you bleeding? Harry's gone, he answers. What? Harry's dead. And he starts to cry. I couldn't save him. MJ covers their mouth with one hand. Oh no. How did he... Why would someone... Peter, what happened? And he sits there, eyes closed, defeated. They know who we are, MJ, who we really are. They know about you, They know about the kids. They know our names. They know where we live. They know everything. You're scaring me, Peter. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What now? She says. Peter, what are we supposed to do now? And he looks up at her, devastation in his face, saying, we have to run. And that is where the issue ends. Oh my god, dude. What an introduction for Kraven. And what do Mole Man and Mysterio have going? What is going on there? I honestly thought they were all like in sort of a cult way connected and like, you know, loyal to each other. All for the sake of serving the Maker and stuff like that. So there wasn't going to be this typical villain stuff of like backstabbing or whatever, but it seems like not much has changed, which is really, really cool. And also, Peter just had his Uncle Ben moment with Harry, like a lot of people predicted, which is very, very cool. I don't know how this affects everything going forward, but it seems like, you know, everything is changing with this issue and with the death of Harry. I don't know what Gwen's reaction is going to be like, but this is going to be crazy. So if you want me to cover the next issue, go ahead and leave a like on this video, comment down below to let me know, subscribe if you haven't already. This issue was amazing. I'm so excited for the next one and happy to be back making Ultimate Spider-Man videos. So that is the video. Thank you for watching.